Today is the day you give yourself permission to stop carrying what was never yours to carry alone. Welcome back, and I am so glad you're here. Grab your journal, find a comfortable spot, and take one slow breath before we begin. Today's session is going to feel a little different because we are not going to push, plan, or problem solve. We are going to practice something that is quietly one of the most powerful things a woman can do: receiving. For many of us, that is harder than it sounds. We are the ones who show up for everyone else. We are the ones who hold things together, manage the details, and keep moving even when we are running on empty. The idea of simply waiting, of letting someone else handle something, can feel almost foreign. But Ruth learned it, and today her story is going to teach us how. Journal open, heart open. Let's begin. Ruth 3:18. Wait, my daughter, until you find out what happens, Doc, for the man will not rest until the matter is settled today. These are Naomi's words to Ruth after her encounter with Boaz at the threshing floor. Ruth has done what she could do. She showed up. She was faithful. She was obedient. And now Naomi looks at her and says, stop, wait. Someone who loves you is already moving on your behalf. You don't have to force this. You don't have to fix this. You don't have to figure out the next 3 steps. Rest. He's working. Let that land for a moment. Someone who loves you is already moving. Even now, even in the situation you walked in here carrying today. Repeat this slowly and mean every word. Receiving help is not weakness. It is wisdom and trust. Say it again. Let it settle into the places where you have been telling yourself a different story. Where in my life am I refusing help, and what story am I telling myself about why I have to do it alone? This one calls for honesty. Real, kind, gentle honesty with yourself. Is it pride? A deep-seated belief that needing help means you fail? Is it fear? What if they say no? What if I'm too much? What if asking out loud makes it more real? Is it a wound from a time when you asked and were let down and you decided it was safer to just never ask again? Write the real story underneath the self-sufficiency, not the polished version, the true one. This is your journal. This is a safe place. Place your hand over your heart and say this: I can let go of what I cannot control and trust the one who can. Breathe. You don't have to have it all figured out. That was never the expectation. What situation in my life am I trying to redeem by myself? That might actually need me to step back and let God work. Think about it. Is there a relationship you keep trying to repair through the right words, the right timing, the right effort, but it hasn't moved? Is there an outcome you have been white-knuckling, managing from every angle, losing sleep over? Is there a door you keep pushing that won't budge no matter how hard you lean? Name it here. Write it down. Then take the next step and write. What would it look like for me to release this? Not abandon it. Release it. There is a difference. Releasing means trusting that what you cannot fix, God can. What would that actually look like in your specific situation? Say this one like you believe it because it is true. Someone who loves me is already moving on my behalf. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not stuck without an advocate. The Redeemer sees you. What would I do with the energy I spend trying to hold everything together if I actually believed God had it? This is a beautiful, expansive question, and I want you to let yourself really sit in it. What if you weren't exhausted? What if you weren't anxious? What if you woke up tomorrow genuinely trusting that the situation you've been straining over was in capable, loving hands? What would you do with that space? Maybe it's rest, real unguarded rest. Not the kind where you're still mentally running lists. Maybe it's creativity that has been waiting quietly for you to have room for it. Maybe it's presence, being fully in the room with the people you love instead of being there in body, but somewhere else in your mind. Maybe it's joy. Write what comes. Let yourself dream a little. You are allowed. The Redeemer is at the gate. He is not distracted. He is not behind. He is not slow, and he has not forgotten your name or your situation. He sees every detail, the ones you've told people about and the ones you haven't told anyone. And He is working. Your one job today, not this week, not this season, just today, is to rest in that truth. Even if it's for 1 hour, even if it's for one moment, even if it's just one long exhale where you choose to believe I am loved and I am covered and I do not have to hold all of this by myself. You are not alone in the waiting. You are not forgotten in the process. You are held. Keep going, sweet friend. Keep going. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for the final episode of the Ruth Method, The Harvest, Reclaiming Future Hope. Stay blessed.